I've often said that the ultimate test of a good and meaningful life is how much love and compassion you can offer to those who have hurt you in some way. And this story, which I heard many years ago from an old monk, perfectly illustrates that point. A long time ago in India, there was a young man who had a terrible temper. One day he was walking through the forest and came across a hermitage where an old monk lived in meditation. The young man asked the monk if he could stay there and learn how to control his anger. The monk agreed, and for 3 years the young man lived in the forest, learning meditation and mindfulness from the old monk. He learned how to observe his thoughts and not identify with them, and he learned how to let go of his anger and resentment towards others. After 3 years of training, the young man felt that he was ready to return to society and put his new skills to the test. He went back to his village and started talking with the people he knew, and sure enough, after a while someone said something that made him angry. His face turned red and his fists were clenched, but then he remembered what his meditation teacher had told him. He took a deep breath, let go of his anger, and responded with a gentle smile. The person who had provoked him was taken aback by this response. He expected the young man to get angry and maybe even violent, but instead he saw a peaceful smile on his face. The person who had provoked him felt ashamed of himself and apologized for what he had said. The young man forgave him and said it was all in the past, but the person who had provoked him insisted on making amends. He wanted to do something nice for the young man, but the young man refused to accept anything. He just smiled and walked away. This happened several times over the next few days. Each time someone provoked the young man, he would remain calm and peaceful. In fact, he became known throughout the village for his newfound peacefulness. People from neighboring villages also came to hear about this young man who had turned the other cheek to those who had done him wrong. But there was one person in the village who did not believe what he saw. This person could not understand how the young man could be so calm when someone provoked him. So he decided to test the young man to see if he really was as peaceful as everyone believed. One day, this person went to the young man and said something very offensive to him. As he spoke, he watched carefully to see how the young man would react. But to his surprise, the young man remained calm and peaceful, just like before. The person continued to provoke the young man, but no matter what he said or did, the young man didn't get angry. Instead, he just smiled and remained at peace. This went on for several hours, and the person who was testing the young man became very frustrated. He could understand how someone could be so calm and peaceful when he was trying so hard to provoke them. Finally, he stopped and asked the young man why he wasn't getting angry. The young man simply replied, "Why should I be angry? You are just a small pebble in the path of my practice." With these words, the young man showed the person who had tested him the difference between strength and weakness, anger and peace. In reality, the strength of a person is not measured by their ability to fight or to harm others, but by their capacity to love and to forgive. The young man understood this well, and that is why he could remain at peace even when he was being provoked. As I get older, I find myself becoming more and more like this young man. I've learned that the best way to respond to hate is not with more hate, but with love and compassion. When someone hates us, we have the opportunity to show them the power of love. And who knows, maybe we can even convert a hater into a lover. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.